What's going on, everyone? Neil Henderson here from Clearview Plastics in Sacramento, California. And today I'm showing a new enclosure that we are stoked to have made. It's one of the coolest that we've made so far, and it's for a rad printer, the new Creality K2 Plus, along with the CFS system. Check this out, guys. Okay, so this is the Creality K2 Plus enclosure that also fits the CFS system. And as you can see, it is a pretty big enclosure that is required to enclose both the printer and the CFS. And so the first thing I'll mention is that we'll actually be making this in two different sizes. So this size that makes it so that you can have the CFS on the inside will also allow you to use the stock spool holder. And then the second size is going to be smaller so that it hugs the printer a little bit more, and would assume that the CFS would be set up on top or on the outside or the side. So first thing to kind of get out of the way is a lot of people ask, well, why would I enclose an already enclosed printer? It seems kind of silly. But actually, there's a couple of good reasons for it. So the first reason is that even with more innocent filaments, such as PLA, PETG, and then of course the more gnarly ones like ABS and ASA, people are getting allergic reactions to and sensitivities to these filaments. And so what they want to do is they want to basically use the enclosure so that they have control of the fumes and the smell. And with our enclosure, it makes it so that you can hold the fumes in there and potentially exhaust out or get the fumes filtered in a better way. So like with many of the Core XY machines on the market, the filtration that's built into this printer and most of the other printers just really isn't adequate to actually do any filtration. But this one, it's not HEPA filtered, and then it really doesn't have a whole lot of carbon filtration. So with our enclosure, it really helps to isolate those fumes. Another reason that our enclosure is a good idea is if you're using this in less of a temperature controlled environment like a garage, then our enclosure helps to kind of get a uniform temperature inside of the print area so that you end up getting better print results as well. And then the last reason is that this enclosure actually helps to quiet down the fans and the noises from 3D printing. And so especially like the part cooling fan, it can get kind of loud. And so with this enclosure, it really helps to dampen down some of those sounds. So some of the options that we have set up inside of this enclosure is we really wanted to tailor fit this enclosure for this printer, and we wanted it to work with the kind of the workflow of this of the Creality K2 Plus and the CFS. So the first thing that we've designed up is this is our larger size that is designed to have the CFS up on top. So we've got a nice dual French door design up in front here, so you get plenty of access for the printer. And then on top of that, this design is actually called our frameless door design. So it also includes this top hatch so that you can open up your CFS to change out filament. You get plenty of access to work on the printer as you need if you need to work on the print head. And so you get just a great workflow with this printer. The way that these enclosures are spec'd out, they automatically come with a side door on the side panel as well. You can have this actually be on the left or the right panel. Then there's also an actual option to have a door on each side. So that's the way that this one is configured, and I'll show you in just a moment. So the side door is designed so that you can really get some access in the back. So we've got like a poop bucket there underneath the poop chute so you can clean things out, and you can do some wire management back there as well. And as you can see, we've got this door on the other side, and this one makes it so that we can access the spool holder on this side as well. And then each door side will also have this grommet here for any wiring and filament pour to get filament inside as well, like for the boat and tubes and stuff. So next note is some of the options that we have. Let me tell you about the panels, the options that we have. So we basically have an option for 1/8 inch panels and 1/4 inch panels in a couple different varieties. And this one is featuring our 1/4 inch acrylic panels. Because of the size of this enclosure, I'm encouraging everyone to do 1/4 inch panels. I do not suggest 1/8 inch panels on this one, just because you'll need the thickness and the strength of the stronger 1/4 inch commercial grade panels. For the 1/4 inch commercial grade panels, we have a couple different options. We have a white PVC side option. We also, this is all clear acrylic. We have also smoked gray acrylic, and then we also can do this in polycarbonate as well, if that's important for you. And then the next option set that we have is to basically do the printed parts for this enclosure. So you can choose to print your own parts. It takes about 1 to 2 spools. We suggest PETG, but with an enclosed printer like this, you can get away with PLA. So you can either print your own parts, or we can print them for you. When you do the kit comes with all the panels that you need, all of the hardware that you need, and then the STLs if you choose to print your own, or all the printed parts if you have us print them for you. The next portion is the way that we use filters inside of this enclosure. So on the side here, you can see a filter that we have. This is our intake filter. It's a non-powered filter that the purpose of this is to feed clean air into the print chamber as you exhaust air out. And so this is a handy item to have, especially if you are using it inside of like a dusty space like a workshop, or if you just want to ensure that clean air gets inside the print chamber and not necessarily dusty air. And so this filter is actually paired well with our exhaust filter up here. So our exhaust filter is a good option for the core XY enclosures, and this carries a charcoal impregnated HEPA filter, and this can actually be easily converted by taking this cap off and removing the filter to an exhaust fan, and it just takes about 10 seconds to do that. And so with that, when you have it in exhaust fan mode, then it easily attaches on a 4-inch exhaust hose, so you can port things out a window. On the other side here, we have our recirculating filter, and that is a HEPA filter with charcoal pellets inside. And so that is designed to help reduce fumes from the 3D printing process. So if you're printing with ABS and ASA, that one will help to reduce fumes and smells from the 3D printing process. One other option that we have on this enclosure is our heavy duty hardware kit. So with our heavy duty hardware kit, you get upgraded binding screws to these nice hex binding screws. You get metal hinges, and you also get metal door pulls. Because of the size of this enclosure, it's kind of a good idea to have that on there as well. As you can see, we actually have a second intake filter on this side. We really wanted to deck this one out, and so I wouldn't say it's totally necessary, but it does ensure some proper airflow when you're trying to exhaust air outwards. And then the last option that we have installed on this one is our lighting kit. So this is an easy to set up lighting kit that just sticks right on top. It's got nice aluminum extrusions to make the LED kind of like a nice quality kit. and it comes with these easy to connect 2.1 millimeter barrel connectors, and it comes with a switch and a power supply to get things started. For the fans, that actually comes with a power supply that has a speed control as well, so you can kind of control the speed and the noise that comes out of the fan as well. And so that's the enclosure for the Creality K2 Plus along with the CFS system. And if you're not familiar with what we do here at Clearview Plastics, we basically make enclosures for a wide variety of 3D printers, laser engravers, and other machines as well. We've worked with a wide variety of users, from hobbyists to institutions to Fortune 500 and the government as well. And we actually make all of our enclosures here in our shop in Sacramento, California, all made in the USA. So if you have any questions or want to see some of the enclosures that we make, head on over to our website. It's clearviewplastic.com. Plastic is singular. And if you have any questions, you can hit us up by email or the website chat as well. Hope to see you there. Thanks so much, guys.